Things are happening, guys. I saw a particular video of the president of Ghana asking all the ministers to declare their assets. And that draws me back to my country, Nigeria. Does this happen? Does this happen? This is a country that is credible, that wants to be transparent in everything they do. I'll be sharing a series of videos of what the government of Ghana is doing, the president of Ghana, what he has been doing, from him donating his 6-month salary to people, and him sacking some government officials that are embezzling money, and him giving warnings to people that will indulge themselves in galamsey. He said he does not want corruption in his country. But I'm also going to be sharing a video of what is happening in Nigeria. What? Because not only me go see this one, no. You guys should watch this video from the beginning to the end, because this video is a banger. Like this video and share. I know some people be asking questions. Why are these people dancing? Why are they jubilating? Is it that they are happy about their government? Yes, they are actually happy about what is going on in their country. If the people living in a particular country are actually happy about the things that their government is doing, this is the kind of joy you see on their faces. But let's dive right into the main video. The main video, let's listen to what John Dramani Mahama has to say.
What we launched today is more than a code. It is a declaration of intent. It is the foundation of a new ethos in public service, one that values ethics over expediency, duty over indulgence, country over self. We're here to serve and will serve with honor. On the 18th February 2025, I set a deadline of 31st March 2025 for all appointees who are taking office or being nominated at the time to declare their assets. An update provided by the Auditor General to my office indicate that some of you failed to meet that deadline. For all those who are appointed or nominated before 31st March 2025 and failed to meet the deadline, you are to forfeit 3 months of salary to be donated to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, named after me, Mahama Cares. In addition to 1 month's salary that I've asked all appointees to donate to the Mahama Cares Trust Fund. So it means that those who omitted to declare assets by the date, you are paying 4 months' salary to Mahama Cares. However, if by close of day Wednesday, 7th May 2025, any of you still fails to declare your assets, count yourself automatically dismissed. The Assets Declaration regime is an important mechanism to check corruption and abuse of office, and it must be respected by all. My brothers and sisters, this is a very strict code, I must admit. But if we abide by this code, it will restore the faith of our people in our democracy. Strict compliance with this code will restore confidence in the political elite and help to consolidate our democracy. And so I expect all of you to do your best to abide by the code. As promised, my commitment to fighting corruption is not limited to recovering loot from past appointees. We will also ensure that our own appointees serve Ghanaians responsibly and are held to the highest standards of accountability. To reinforce public trust and ensure equitable access to state resources, I pledge to implement a government policy prohibiting political appointees from purchasing state assets. Reports of former officials acquiring public properties after regime changes have eroded public trust, particularly the alarming surge under the previous administration. In response, our policy prohibits all political appointees, their assigns, and closely associated persons from purchasing state assets. Section 5B of the Code of Conduct provides a clear sanction: immediate termination of appointment if an appointee is found to be in the process or has purchased any state asset directly or indirectly. Additionally, let me state categorically that this government has not given any person or group of persons any authority to carry out any form of mining in these forest reserves as recently reported. I urge the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Minister for the Interior, Attorney General and Minister for Justice to take immediate steps to ensure the arrest and prosecution of any persons or group of persons engaged in this illegality. I also need to state here that no member of this government is permitted to engage in any form of small-scale mining or galamsey. Any such persons will face sanctions which shall be swift and severe. We intend to call a stakeholder consultation on the menace of galamsey to forge a broad consensus on the measures we intend to take to preserve our environment from wanton destruction. This will involve, but not limited to, the following: a river guard, which will employ youth from the communities affected by illegal mining, cleaning and eliminating toxic substances from our water bodies, reclaiming mined-out lands, training small-scale miners in sustainable mining practices. We've also begun the establishment of the Gold Board, which will ensure that Ghana gets the full benefit of the bountiful natural resource that God has blessed.
What would you do if your boss told you, declare your assets or lose 3 months of salary or get sacked? Well, that's not a threat. It's exactly what's happening in Ghana right now.
However, if by close of day Wednesday, 7th May 2025, any of you still fails to declare your assets, count yourself automatically dismissed.
President John Mahama has started off his second coming with a hard reset on accountability, and it's already costing some of his own people 3 whole months of pay for failing to declare their assets on time. But it doesn't stop there. As of today, May 6, appointees who still haven't complied have less than 24 hours left, or they'll be dismissed completely. That's right, no declaration, no job. It's one of the boldest anti-corruption moves we've seen in recent years, and it's forcing a question the system isn't used to answering. Can political will actually change our governance culture? At the launch of this accountability directive, Mahama didn't just talk the talk. He gave back some of the cars he received as gifts, handing them over to the state. And now there's a strict rule: any gift valued over 20,000 cedis must be declared. Let that sink in. That's not a lunch voucher, that's a sofa set, a trip abroad, even a new iPhone. So now every public official is being put on notice. The days of hiding behind gifts may be numbered. But here's the kicker: should that threshold be even lower? Is this new policy bold enough? Or are there loopholes we're not seeing? Would this kind of accountability survive a full...
See, this guy here is the worst governor that's ever existed in Nigeria. This Yahaya Bello. How can one person steal the sum of 80 billion naira? When this guy was still the governor of Kogi State, did you know that these people don't even have the basic infrastructure in their states? Not to talk more of industries. Their roads is their road is full of potholes. Some places are flooded. There is nothing going on in Kogi State. And just him alone embezzle 80 billion. What do you want you to do? Some of these people need to be locked up. I mean, they need to implement a law that if you embezzle money and you are convicted, they will kill you. You die. I never shop since morning. Safe.
So in Nigeria, in my dear lovely country, Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it is safe to say that it is better to steal a bigger amount of money than to steal small. Because if you steal bigger amount of money, you'll be treated well. In fact, you can even apologize and they will let you go. Let me explain. Well, it's no longer a news to Nigerians that Yahaya Bello, the emperor himself, the white lion, has been granted bail, just like I predicted. Remember in my previous video when I talked about Yahaya Bello, I told you guys how the script will play out. I told you that Yahaya Bello will be granted bail, but he will be refused bail the first time, just to make Nigerians believe that, oh, maybe there will be hope. But at the end of the day, he will be granted bail. Well, he has been granted bail of 500 million naira. This is somebody who is alleged of stealing or embezzling 80 billion naira. So he's granted bail of 500 million naira. Let's calculate the business. Somebody is alleged of stealing 80 billion. You granted a bail of 500 million, meaning that he's walking away with 79.5 billion naira. That's a very great business, a very profitable one. I'm sure by now Yahaya Bello will be telling the federal government that nice doing business with you guys. You know, you stole 80 billion, you pay them, you settle them with 500 million, and you walk away with 79.5 billion naira. That's a great business. Everybody should go into that kind of business. Not just that, the EFCC also said, according to their publication, that Yahaya Bello has been granted bail of 500 million naira and also apologized. Meaning that in Nigeria, what they're trying to tell us is that you can go ahead and steal a big amount of money, because if they catch you stealing 1 million or 2 million or maybe 5 million naira, bro, you go to jail. Nobody will grant you bail because you will not have enough money to grant yourself bail or maybe to pay or to settle yourself out of your problem. So it is safe to say that if you want to thief big. Just like the popular saying that if you want to chop frog, chop the big one, so that when they see you, they call you the frog chopper. Remember when Yaya Bello was smiling in court, everybody they greet him, the lawyers are greeting everybody about for rap. You think it was a joke? Welcome to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When you take big money, you receive accolade, and in fact, you move around with escorts. Remember, the story is not over. I told you guys the story how it will play out. He has been granted bail right now. They also told us that his international passport has been withheld from him. They hold his international passport that he will not travel out and all that. Bro, he go travel out. This is what is going to happen next. I'm not a prophet, but I can predict what those people can do because they don't have any other script. Their script is public, and you can predict average Nigerian politicians' next step. This is the next step they're going to do. Yaya Bello will appeal or probably will demand for his passport for medical treatment or for medical checkup or for medical traveling for reason. And guess what? They will grant him. And they will say for on medical grant. And after Yaya Bello collect that passport and travel for medical grant, support law. He might not run away, he will come back. And I promise you, in the
Guys, you see all those things that is happening in Nigeria. This is the reason why you see a lot of people are running out of Nigeria to some other nearby African countries just to get their peace of mind. What is happening in Nigeria cannot happen in Ghana. Imagine an ex-governor of a state embezzling the state funds, more than billions of naira, and when they asked him for this state fund, he said he used some of the money to pay his children's school fees. Meanwhile, his state is one of the poorest. Like, there is no development going on in his state. Everywhere, everything there is just standby in Kogi State. But those people are spending billions and millions of money to put their children to pay their school fees abroad. Meanwhile, the people living in your state, the people you're governing, are in abject poverty. Which governor or which president can do what John Dramani Mahama did? 6 months salary, he decided to halt his 6 months salary and give it out to young girls for their parts. But can this happen in Nigeria? Instead, Nigerians are embezzling. They are collecting from different angles. They don't care. They'll collect here, and train their children abroad. It is well, oh, it is well with the country Nigeria, because if I should explain Nigeria to you, you will not understand. So when you see people leaving Nigeria to other country, please allow them, as long as they're not causing problems for you, allow them. May that see. Thank you for always watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.